And we are live, you guys. So it's Friday. Ooh, wow. Does it seem like Friday? Kind of not. I mean, just all these days are just kind of blend into one. So let's go through it. First of all, number one, let's get caught up. If you're behind, you got to get caught up, okay? Please get caught up. It's really not that hard. This is the easiest math class you'll ever take if you just try. Okay, now let's look at the homework. Again, we're in geometry, yay. 14 is the side because half as big. That's 30 because that's twice as big. It's a bisector, midpoint, so that's got to be 9. If you do the triangles, the midpoints are at -2, 1, -1, 7, and 2, 2. Bigger piece of graph paper would have helped me, but that's all right. 5, the perimeter is 48. 6, the mid segment, the length is going to be 13, half of that and half of that. And then the area of the triangle, so the mid segment, the area of this smaller triangle is going to be 12 if you draw it. It's going to be 1/4 the area. 8, the shelf should be 7 feet 6 inches, and then the other shelf should be 8 feet 6 inches. Okay, so that's the homework. Let's move on to today's lesson. So today's lesson is really, really easy. That's why I love about geometry. Geometry is easy. That's why we do more algebra than geometry, because shoot, we don't know geometry. Okay, so today's objective. Okay, we're going to do 2 chapters, two sections together. We're going to do 6-6 and 6-7 are going to be together because they're both pretty darn easy. Okay, so the larger angle theorem. So let me go ahead. And if I draw a picture, you guys will see it, but I think it's pretty obvious. But I've got my compass. So if I want to draw a triangle with just 3 sides, okay, it's a little trick. So first of all, I'm going to draw the longest one on the bottom, 8 centimeters. So just watch. I would normally have you guys do this in class, but you know, here we are. We're not in class. So there's C, 8, okay? Now, I don't know where they would connect. I mean, 6, you see what I'm saying? I'm not sure exactly where they connect because that's 6. And that's 7. So what you can do is use a compass. So here's how you do it. You take the compass and you make it, let's make it be 6, okay? So if I take my compass and make it a length of 6, you'll see what I'm going to do. So now my compass is a length of 6, right? So as I draw side A is somewhere. This is all 6 because I use my compass. So then I take my compass and I do side B, which is 7. I think you guys can see how this works. Normally I would have had you guys do this in class, but you know how it is. There's 7. So this is side A somewhere along here. 6, and here's side 7 somewhere along here. And they connect way up here on this dot right here. And that would be angle C. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw it in, okay? So there is my 7. Yeah, it should be exactly 7. Yep. And then this should be 6. Yep, because I used my compass to get it. It's exactly 6. So let's see. This would be then side A, which we know is 6. We know this is side B, which is 7. So here's how we label triangles. So if this is side B, we use little, like the small case letters for the name of the side. But it's opposite angle, we use the capital letters. So this is angle B because it's opposite side B. This is side A with a small lowercase a, so its opposite angle would be angle A. This is going to be side C, so its opposite angle would be capital C. Okay, now here's what the larger angle theorem says. The biggest angle is always opposite the biggest side. Okay, I'll just write that down. So the largest angle is opposite largest side. And of course vice versa, the smallest angle is opposite the small side. So we can put this in order. So we know that angle B, so let's list the angles from smallest to largest. So the smallest is angle A. We could measure it, but it's got to be angle A because it's opposite the small side. So angle A is the smallest. And then angle B would be the next biggest because 7 is in between my 8 and my 6, so angle B. and then angle C. Now, again, this really seems obvious, and that's why we're going to not really do a whole lot with this section, okay? Triangle inequality theorem says the exact same thing, right? So it says basically that angle B, angle A, has to be less than angle B, which is less than angle C, okay? That just makes sense. Now, example 2 is a little bit tricky, okay? So, believe it or not, some of these triangles cannot exist. So, for example, let me draw this one here, okay? So, if this is 12 and 17, okay? Try and draw 12 and 17. So, first of all, let me do a 12. So, if I did on my ruler, now I might have to use a big piece of paper so you guys can see this, okay? Let's just see this, okay? 12 and 17. This one won't work. I'll show you why. So if I did 12, okay, you see this? Here's 12, my ruler. And if I do 3, no, let's see, 3, and then 17, 17. See the problem with 17? See the problem with 17? See the problem with 17? If I make 17 go all the way like this, 17, no matter how, the 3's not going to fit. 17, okay? So I mean, if I try and draw this triangle, this is my 12. If I draw my 17 in here, I don't know if you guys can see this, hopefully you can. 17, 17, even if I drew 17 like right here, here's my 17, right? This side can't be 3, it won't work. Check it out. It won't work. There's no triangle, okay? So if any two added together, right, cannot make the third or be as big as a third, any two, then the triangle does not exist, okay? Let's look at this one. So this does not exist. Does not exist, okay? This one, 5, 6, and 10, I think will work. Draw my 10. I'll flip the page. What the heck? I have lots of paper, right? Okay, so draw my 10 in. Right? I drew my 5, my 6, 5, and maybe my 6. Yeah, that'll fit because I can draw the 5 down a little bit more. I could have used my protractor, which you can see that will definitely work, okay? So, yes. So, what we do is this. Here's the rule. So, the rule says the sum of any two sides must always be greater than a third. Okay, so instead of measuring it, let's check that out, okay? Okay, 5 plus 6, 11, bigger than 10, okay? 6 plus 10, 16, that's bigger than 5. 5 plus 10 is 15, that's bigger than 6, so that'll work. Now check this one out though, 3 plus 12 is 15, that's not bigger than 17, it won't work. How about this one? 3 plus 8 is 11, but 11 is not greater than 11. This one does not exist either. In fact, this one could look like this. I'm not going to draw it all the way perfectly, but if you had this side being 11, think about it, this side's 3, this side's 8. That's not a triangle, it's a line, okay? So, the sum of any two must always be greater than the third, okay? And if that doesn't happen, the triangle does not exist. Okay, pretty easy. We're not even going to bother doing that one, that particular homework, because it seems pretty obvious. Okay, now, the next one, a Hinge theorem. Again, pretty obvious, okay? So, I've got my matches. I want you to see this. Hinge theorem is, again, one of those super easy ones. So, think about this. Let me just show you a picture with my matches, okay? I'm in my trailer. Of course, I have my matches, okay? So, here's my Hinge theorem. Think about a hinge, okay? If this side is equal to this side and this side is equal to this side, which they are, okay? Then, as the angle gets bigger, the opposite side gets bigger, right? See how the opposite side gets bigger? So, the Hinge theorem is going to say this. If this angle is bigger than this angle, then this side's equal to this side. That's it. Okay, so let's draw a picture. So Hinge theorem just says this. If I've got two sides of one triangle equal to 2 other sides of another triangle. Okay, so look, here's my picture. This side is equal to this side. This side is equal to this side. So now I haven't made a triangle yet, but I'm going to make my triangle right now. Okay, so here's my triangle. Here's the third side. Here's the third side. Okay, if this angle is bigger than this angle, then this side is equal to that side. That's as simple as that. Okay, so if this angle, let's say this angle is 60 degrees, and this angle, say 50 degrees, then this side here has to be bigger than this side here. That's the hinge theorem. Easy. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, 88, 35. So obviously XW is greater than ST. It's that easy. And it seems obvious too. You can look at it and say, no duh, Mr. Davies. That seems obvious. I know. Geometry's pretty okay. Now, the same thing's true. It says compare angle C to angle F. So if this side is bigger than this side, then angle C has to be greater than angle F. It's that easy, okay? All right. Now, example 5 is the only really good problem on today's homework. So let's take a look at example 5. So right off the bat, let's figure out some angles. So I do know there are 2 triangles I'm looking at. You got to be careful. Is this triangle here? In fact, I want to try and redraw it. The triangles I want to draw are this triangle here, so it's kind of backwards. 84 is here. And I know that this side here is equal to that side, but they both are equal to here because they share it, okay? They both share that side, okay? So this is one triangle I'm looking at, and this is my 6x minus 16, okay? And the other one's just backwards, but I'm going to flip it around so you can see it, okay? I'm going to flip it around this way, okay? Here's my 37, and this side is equal to this side, and this side is equal to this side, okay? And this is my x plus 14, okay? So what I did is I merely took this triangle here and I rewrote it upside down like that, okay? So you can see this side goes to this side goes to this side, and these 2 sides go equal. Okay, now obviously, here's what we got. Okay, here comes why this is such a good problem. We know this side is bigger than this side, so we're going to set that up. We're going to say, okay, well, 6x minus 16. This side is bigger than this side, right? Is greater than x plus 14. Okay, got it? So let's go ahead and solve for x because we want the possible values of x. Okay, so minus x, 5x minus 16 is greater than 14 plus 16 plus 16. 5x is greater than 30. Divide, and x is greater than 6. Okay, so that means for this to work, the values of x have to be bigger than 6, okay? For this side to be bigger than this side. But there's one other part, because it says with possible values. So here's another thing, okay? This is a small side, right? You agree with that? This side cannot be 0. It can't be 0, because if this side's 0, you don't have a triangle, right? So we also have to say with the small side, okay, think about this. It's not hard. This side is a small side. It can't be 0 because if it's 0, there's no triangle. So I'm also going to say that x plus 14 has to be greater than 0. And if I solve minus 14 minus 14, I get x is greater than negative 14. So I have a range. X has to be greater than 6, but x also has to be less than 14. Okay, greater than 14. Okay. So homework today. Homework today is pretty darn easy. We're going to be looking at page, just one page. I want you guys, here we go, put it up there. I'm going to go all the way to page 220. I want you to do 1 through 9 all, and that's it. Pretty easy day. I think you'll be able to compare. So it's just basically doing greater than, less than, greater than, less than, greater than, less than. It's really an easy assignment today. And then we'll come back Monday next week. We'll have a test. And then once we get done with the test, I'll give you the rest of the week off, but you gotta get caught up. If you're already caught up, then you're gonna have the rest of the week off next week, but get caught up, okay?